Hey, you. Welcome to another Saturday where we cover the stake races that are happening today. Today, we've got five stake races that we're going to be covering, or we're going to be trying to see if we can win anything today. The first one is going to be, give you a rundown real quick and I'll recap them as we go along. But the first one is up on the screen that you can see is the seventh race at Belmont um, for $150,000. Put my glasses on so we can see. It's the New York Stallion Cupacoy's Joy Division stake race. It's 6 furlongs on the turf. There's 7 starters, and it should be starting in about 10 minutes. And I'll get bring us up to speed when we get there. Churchill Downs, the ninth and 10th races. The ninth race is $175,000. It's the Monomoy Girl overnight stake race. It's going a mile in the 16th on the dirt. Again, 7 starters. That one's happening in roughly about 5 o'clock Eastern time. The 10th race at Churchill Downs is $225,000, and that's the Chorley Woods stake race going a mile and 3/8, and that's on the turf with 9 starts. That's going to be starting roughly about 5:30. Santa Anita is the eighth race um, at $100,000. That's the Daytona stake. It's going about 6.5 furlongs, and it's a downhill turf race. There are 13 starters in that race, and that's going to be starting at about 7:30. And the last race of the day is also at Santa Anita. It's the 11th race going 100,000 miles. Um, the purse is $100,000, and it's the Summertime Oaks stake race. It's going a mile in the 16th on the dirt, and there are 7 starters in that race, and that one's going to be starting roughly about 9. So we are going to go ahead and get started with the first race at Belmont Stakes. Let me pull that up. Okay. And like this. Oh, I don't know why it's not coming up. Interesting. Let me see if I did something wrong. No. This race is okay. While I get this started, I don't know. I had it up and then all of a sudden it just decided it wanted to disappear. So let me see if I can get it started again. Um, that's not gonna work that way. So let's go here. Try and add it again. There it goes. I apologize. I thought I had everything up and running and ready to go. There it goes. And Get rid of this. Here we go. Okay, easy peasy, I say. Things happen. Okay, so here we are at this Belmont Stake Race. Um, like I said, there were 14 horses in this race. It looks like 11, 12, 13, 14 have been scratched. The um, first horse, we got about, oh, they pushed it back. Oh, wrong race. Sorry, wrong race. I was going to say that sounds weird. Okay, this is better. Okay, so we've got 5 minutes for this race. 2 and 3 have been scratched. Um, Galilean's Girl is on the one horse, going off 9-1. And the jockey this is a new jockey, so I have to look at it on the sheet this time. Um, her name, or his name, Nazario Alvarado. The 2 is Miss Jane Hathaway, going off 10-1 with Raylu Gutierrez. The 5 horse is Celtic Dawn. He's the favorite at 1-4 with Javier Castellano. The 6 horse is Encantar with Dylan Davis, going off 4-1. And the 7th horse is Carmen Amelia, going off 15-1. And that looks like it was a change. No, Delilah Rivera is on the 7th horse. So that's where we are. And I'm going to get ready for, it's going to go off in about 3 minutes. Now, as far as this race is concerned, my, at a glance, I'm going to say, um, hmm, they like the 5, which normally the 5 is my favorite horse number. Um, I actually like the 1. I don't know why. I like the 1, and there are only 5 horses in this race. Normally, I wouldn't even bet a race like this because there are only 5 horses in the race. Um, but if I had to do an exactor, I would box the 1, 5, and 6. Um, Scotty's pick likes the 4. I mean, maybe, but I'm just going with my instincts right now. Um, so I'm waiting for them. They're heading to the gate right now. It's 2 minutes to post. Uh, the 5 is the heavy favorite, so I can't keep the 5 out of it, but we shall see. They're moving slow. Uh, let's see. While they're heading to the gate. I don't know. I still like the one and the 6. Yeah, that would be the exactor. But I would wait. Is this the race going? This can't be the race. Odds on. That means that horse was. Oh no, I'm recapping. That was Oops. Meant to be. Um, so while we're waiting, how you doing? I haven't said asked or anything about how you doing today. Today is hot. Right here where I am is 90 degrees with humidity and it's hot. I mean, it's almost miserable hot. I went out once today and it was just it I had to run back inside because I knew if I had stayed out there too long, I'd be taking multiple mini showers. So, but otherwise, how are you doing? I hope everybody's doing okay and is having a good Saturday afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you are. I'm not really sure. But they are heading to the gate now. Um, they haven't done their circle dance yet, but they're getting there. Um, yeah, they're heading into the gate now. They must have done their circle dance earlier. I just didn't see it. So they're actually heading in the gate. The number 5 is still the heavy favorite. So we shall see. Like I said, typically I would never play these type. I don't like playing races that have only 5 horses in it because it's not very. I don't want to say it doesn't. They don't. Well, I was getting ready to say they don't really bring in much money. But I have to say, I will talk about this afterwards, and it's something that happened at parks, and it kind of changed my way of looking at things. But anyway, once they go off, I'll tell you.
Girl. Breaking inward was Galilean's Girl. Breaking sharply is Miss
Galileans
Jane
girl.
Hathaway. Right to the front, then Celtic Dawn. In the letter lead is the leader. Is Miss Jane Hathaway, whose clear is up by a full length. Celtic Dawn is a
So
comfortable
the
second, and
four
moving up to
horses
the outside,
actually
here
in
comes a
front right
Cantars
now.
traveling in tandem with Galilean's
Didn't
Girl.
have an opinion on
The
the four
debuter,
horse.
Carmen Amalia, is the early trailer as they work up the
Not
backstretch,
saying
and
there's
Miss
anything with
Jane
Ray Lulu
Hathaway, with no pressure at
Gutierrez. I just
22.38
didn't
for that opening
have an
quarter mile.
opinion.
Celtic Dawn does not want to lose ground here to that lone leader, Miss Jane Hathaway. Raylu Gutierrez into the turn. Celtic Dawn in full pursuit is within 3/4 of a length of the leader. In Kentar, Dylan Davis, called upon for her effort, is going to be 3 wide. Just behind them, Galilean's Girl. They reach the top of the lane. Miss Jane Hathaway still in
She's
front.
still in front.
Here comes Celtic Dawn in close pursuit and now rushes on by. Celtic Dawn has seized the lead, has a furlong left to go, is opening up in the final stages, and Kantar trying to run up into second, a 16th left. Blue Devil Racing Stables homebred, Celtic Dawn dominates
Yep,
the Cuban
came
Boys
five,
Road.
six,
In
four.
Kantar for second, then came Miss Jane Hathaway and Galilean's Girl.
Because I had played an exactor one
No need.
because I had played an exactor 1, 5, and 6. It didn't matter which order it came because I had the 5 and the 6. It ain't gonna pay nothing because the horse that won came in. Well, at least he was 3 to 5 and not a 1 to 2, which isn't that much better, but still. But what I was going to say before the race went off was that there was a race that I actually did bet at Parks, and they had gotten down to 4 horses in the race. Two of them were 25 to 1 each. And then you had the favorite. I don't know what the favorite was going off. And then the second favorite, the two second favorites were going off. And just for kicks and giggles, because it was only 4 horses in the race and it was raining that track day. I decided I was just gonna put my money on the two at 25 to 1, expecting them to either win or come in the money. But those 2 horses, 25 to 1 won the race and the other one came second. And I was mad because I was like, wow, I could have put a little bit more money on the horses, but I didn't expect them to win or come second. was just saying, oh, it's only four horses in the race. I know the favorites are going to win, but you never know. Just, and that taught me a lesson that day. And, sometimes you do get the long shots to come in, and sometimes four horses in the race can pay you some money if you play it right. But anyway, we are going to move on to the next race, which is um at Churchill Downs. That should be starting soon. Um, and let's see. It is going to be, we get it up on the screen. The Mohammed Stake Race. Like I said, it has 7 starters in the race, and none of them have been scratched as of yet. Um, it doesn't start until about 30 minutes from now, so we've got some time. Oops, that's not what I wanted to open. So I'm going to talk about them a little bit. That's not what I wanted to do either.
Check this out. Didn't mean to interrupt. Can you hear me?
Okay,
Can you hear me okay?
I
Check
hear
this
you
out.
fine. Yeah.
Oh, okay. 1 second. Check this out. Didn't mean to interrupt. Can you hear me? Oh, okay. One. Can you hear me okay? Check this out. Oh, okay. 1 second. Check this out. Didn't mean to interrupt. Can you hear me? Oh, okay. All right, gotta make sure I have everything muted. Testing, testing. All right. So the runner at the bottom, I tried. Initially when you try to put it up, you were pulling up the browser screen.
Yeah.
Um, these bottom ones are supposed to stay on the screen the whole time, and you place the browser right above it. So I didn't
I
want to
don't even
interrupt you
know.
the first time because it would just throw you off. So, but you got a hold of the mouse now. I can't really do
Oh,
anything.
go ahead.
Yeah. So let me see. So this. Uh, which one was the racing window that you had open? The browser you had open earlier showing the races, the
Oh,
horses.
that's the racing dashboard.
Oh, racing dashboard. Okay. So keep that on, and this one stays at the. That's not the one. Stays at the bottom. We're just fixing a few things, guys. Hang tight.
Yep, he's teaching me new stuff. Techie design stuff. I don't know. I just do what I'm told.
Let's get everything locked.
But are they going to be able to see the browser?
Yes. I'm gonna raise it up once I get all these locked because
Okay.
there we go.
Ah, got it.
Yeah. So it's those runners at the bottom are supposed to usually just stay there. So
Got it.
we're on 9, right?
We're at race 9.
All right. I'm just gonna transition
Okay.
over, and then I'm gonna fix the other ones. But go ahead.
Okay.
While I
Excellent. All right. So, like I said, we're going to be doing Churchill Downs race 9. Um, there are 7 starters in the race. They haven't put up the live morning line because it's still 30 minutes out, so they'll probably be putting it up soon. Anyway, the first horse is Knuckled and ooh, wait, glasses on so I can see, make sure I'm reading this right. Nickel and Dime. Oh wow. Okay. Um, Written by Bajarano. Um, 2 is, and I'll go back over it again once the morning line posts up. But 2 is Holly's Holiday with, oh, I have not seen it. Emmanuel Equ Esquivel. I have not seen him in a while. Anyway, the 3 horse is Larescase. Larescase. I'm gonna have to listen to them say that name because I'm not familiar. That's with Alex Concepcion. The 4 horse is AP's Girl with, I don't know this jockey. Danny Sheehy. Number 5 is Percy's Bar with Luan Machado. Number 6 is Sneaky Good with Jaime Torres. And number 7 is Point of Reference with Flavion Giroux. I like saying his name. Anyway, we still have like 30 minutes left in this race. It's a dirt race. It's going about what did I say? 8 mile and 16th. These are all fillies. They're all 3-year-olds. And the purse is 180,000. And well, it says the weather is 86 in Louisville, Kentucky. It sounds about right. It's about a heat wave. Hopefully, it's not as humid there as it is here. But anyway, that's where we are with this particular race. As far as what I think is going to happen in this race, let me see. Keep putting them on, taking them off. Uh, I did find out yesterday that I can go here and I can show how many races the horse has won, how many have of those horses they came first, second, and third. Um, this was just a small little tidbit that I came across as I was going through uh, the tutorial. And the only reason why, just to let you know, the only reason why I was going through the tutorial was because whenever I would try to make a ticket or generate a ticket, I didn't know where the ticket went. If I generated 3 tickets in one race, where did the ticket go? Because I didn't see it anymore. It just kept regenerating different tickets. So I went through all of the tutorials trying to figure it out. And after going through all the tutorials, I still didn't get my answer. So I finally reached out to the company and said, hey, how do I find the tickets for these races when I've created a ticket? And of course, they come back and say, well, we don't really do that right now. That's not part of what we do. And I'm like sitting there saying, what? I mean, that would be to me, that would be the most important thing of the feature for me, not anybody else. I know there's a lot of other knowledge based information that's on this app. I get it. They are using 12 different, not 12, what is it, the last count? It was 11 different algorithms to come up with all of this information. And it's a simulation, and you generate tickets, but you don't let you, okay. That one kind of threw me for a minute. But anyway, so, but I did learn some other stuff, and this is the other things that I learned, to figure out. Um, it's this on how to, you know, determine how many races the horses run and what place they came in. Okay, that's interesting information. The other thing that I found interesting is that you can sort on this button here, and it tells you how many or the percentage of wins they can expect that horse to do. Well, I mean, this is again good knowledge information. The only problem I have with that is, and I've always had this problem when it comes to um, gaining um, data and all the statistics, and I understand all of that, but when that horse is on the dirt or turf or whatever surface it decides it wants to run, guess what, that horse does not understand stats at all. I don't care. It's just running, and depending on the jockey, that jockey is going to get that horse across the line. So it doesn't matter for me. Again, this is for me, and I am so not the person that is a content advisor on picks or anything like that. That is not the purpose of this channel, and I've mentioned that before. I'm just here to have fun. I'm just doing this because I don't have anybody else to talk to about the horse racing and whatnot. I just want to have fun and see whether or not, with the little bit of knowledge I have, I can pick a horse. And to say, with my mom's help, I don't do too bad. She gave me enough insight, but even her insight is not what I would consider someone that has a massive um, knowledge on the content. I have to leave that to the experts. There are so many of them out there that I tip my hat off to, because I know they eat, sleep, and breathe these races. And I cannot put myself anywhere in the same category with them. Like I said, I'm just having fun. I understand the logic behind everything, but I'm just not going to insult anyone's intelligence by saying, "Oh, I got this app because I want to um, be able to pick these horses based on the information that's in here," because that's not. I bought this app because it's easy to read, and I can show it, and it has all of the information about the race and about um, the the content. I mean, it's all right there, and it's a smart application. I have to say that. But other than that, I just, yeah, I'm just. And the main thing that I wanted to be able to do was to be able to do some simulation tickets, and that is not a possibility, at least not in this. I did say hopefully in their future upgrades that they will consider that and add it in, but I don't know if they're going to do that or not. So we'll have to just wait and see. uh, I'm good at making suggestions. That I can do. um anyway, so let's move on. I was looking at race 9. Um hmm So I'm looking over here because this is where I have my past performance information open. And then on this side is where I have the application that I can share and show the data that's coming up. So it's almost basically the same thing, but not. It's laid out completely different. If you're ever familiar with a racing form or a past performance form, it's got a lot of the same information, but it's still a little different. Um, and I'm used to the past performance reading. So this race. I keep babbling, but we need to talk about this race. Um, so, hmm, oh, they put him up. Okay, so the one horse, Nickel and Dime, is going off 16-1. The two horse, Holly's Holiday, is going off 10-1. The three horse, Laraz Laracity, or I'm still not pronouncing that right, is going off 5-2. The four horse, AP's Girl, is 13-1. The five horse, Percy's Bar, is the favorite at 6-5. The six horse is Sneaky Good at 9-2, and the seven horse, Point of Reference, is 7-1. So the five horse is the favorite. Let me see. I don't know what happened to the five in the last race, but he came seventh. Hmm. All right, let's see. Um, Emmanuel, I haven't seen him, but he's a good jockey. And yes, I bet the jockey and not always the horse. Um, he's ridden that horse before. Bajarano on the one horse has ridden. He's been the only jockey for the last 5 races, 6 races, it looks like. Um, well, I have to say I like the seven. Again, first glance. That's all I'm doing is first glance. The seven, I guess I just maybe the five can come back. I don't know, but it's a heavy favorite. Um, I even like the three horse. Uh, I don't know. Mm, mm, mm. I like the one. Did I just pick all the horses in the race? I might have. Yeah, never, 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 never know. Anyway, I'm gonna move on and I'm gonna talk about some other stuff. Uh, just to shoot the shit for the moment. We've still got 19 minutes before the next race. Let me see. Mm, oh, I've got some. So here are some myth busters that I know. Some of them I knew, some of them I didn't. But I'm going to share them with you anyway, because like I said, we've got a little bit of time. Um, myth number one, the favorite usually wins. Hmm, yeah, many beginners believe that favorites are the ones that are going to win every race. In reality, that is not true. Favorites win by only 30 to 35% of races. That I didn't know. That means favorites lose roughly two-thirds of the time. I had no idea. I mean, I just thought that the percentage was a lot higher than that. I thought it was actually reversed. I thought that the favorites were um two-thirds of the time to win more so than your long shots um um that come in the race. But I guess the best horse is not always guaranteed to win. Like I said, the horse doesn't understand its statistics. I didn't realize the number was that low. Number two, the horse in the lead always wins. Well, we know that's not always true because you've got your front runners, the ones that start as soon as they get out of the gate. Those are your front runners, and they do tend to be in front as they go around the track. But you got your closers. The one, well, Golden Tempo is an exact a very good example of that. He's a closer. He likes going from the back of the pack through all the mud because it was muddy the last race he ran at Belmont. All that mud and go by everybody and win the race. So if you believe that the horse that's always in front is the one that's going to win, it's not always true. Um, the horse with the best odds is a guaranteed win. Well, that's not true either. Um, Many times the horse with the best odds sometimes doesn't always win. In fact, they don't always come in the money. Um, a good example, a great example of that is Rich Strike. That horse was going off 80 to 1. That horse had no business being anywhere in the money in the Kentucky Derby, but he won that race. He didn't do anything after that, but he won that race. And I actually had money on that one because he was 80 to 1. And the only reason why I had money on that horse, not because he was 80 to 1, was because I knew the jockey. And I was like, oh, I know that jockey because that jockey would kick my butt with whatever track. And to this day, I don't even remember what track he was at that I recognized him from. All I know is, I'm sorry, it's hot. I'm trying to get the hair out of my face. Um, all I know is that he, um, every time I would bet whatever track that was, he would kick my butt. And that's how I learned who he was. So when he came up in the Kentucky Derby that year, I just said, oh, I know him. And he kicks my butt every single time. So that particular time I said, I don't care you going off 80 to 1. I'm just going to put my money on him. Now, I was in Vegas at the time when I was betting, and I'm still not familiar. I wasn't familiar with how the tickets worked at the machine because I was doing everything at the machine. So I put him behind the favorites, Epic Center and all the other ones. But it didn't dawn on me to turn it around and play it the other way around. Otherwise, I would have had the exactor. But I had the win and place bet because that's all I did was a win and place bet on him. And he came, I saw him go by, and I saw him behind Epic Center, and I'm like, oh my God, have the exactor because that's the way I thought it was going to go. And he rolled right on by, but that horse was going off 80 to 1. So the fact that the odds show a horse as a favorite does not necessarily mean anything. Okay, myth number 4. We're on number 4. A bigger horse equals a faster horse. Well, that's not necessarily true. Some great race horses are surprisingly small. Um, I don't have an example of that. Heart, athleticism, and talent matters more than size. And that's with any athlete. I don't care whether it's an animal or a human being. That's an athlete is an athlete. Myth number 5, the jockey does all the work. Um, which in reality, the horse is the one that's the athlete. The jockey just guides the horse, um, tells it when it wants what it wants the horse to do, and just try to keep it from getting into trouble. But there have been times and where, unfortunately, it does happen, and where the jockey has been thrown from the horse, but the horse keeps going, and the horse list jockey has won the race. I've seen it happen a few times. So yeah, um, and that's about it. We got 12 minutes left in um this upcoming race. The favorite is now 4-5. Um, I still am kind of leaning towards the 1, 3, and 7. I'm just the 5. I mean, you have to put the 5 in because 5 is the favorite. I get it, but I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Uh, I don't know if any of them have raced each other before. I'm looking to see. Um, I don't see where they have gone up against one another. At least it's not telling me here. I don't think they have. I think these are all. I know the 5 horses won the most money. The purses have been big for that. That's $1 million um, purse that her horse has won. I don't know the terminology, but and I'll get to that at some point. But uh, yeah, um, and I'm willing to answer any question. I heard something ding earlier, but I don't know what it is because I thought it was a chat, but I'm not sure what it was, and I'm not sure how to figure out how to find it either. It's not an alert, but something dinged. And if I'm not responding to anything that dinged, I apologize because I don't know what it was. I'm still kind of learning all of this. So please bear with me as I kind of go through um and figure things out.
No, that ding was from YouTube, but I'm watching everything, so it
Oh, it
was
was
just a
him.
test that I did, yeah. But
Oh,
it's not
okay.
on the multi-stream chat box here, so I don't know.
Nope, but it still should have.
Yeah, but I have all the screens up. So.
Okay, okay, cool. So then I'm not going to worry about it. Um, so we have 9 minutes left to post. Uh, let me see if I can find this Churchill Downs. Churchill, they just, that's all I can say. I can just sigh because I don't always, I'm not always able to find their races. Um, especially their stake races. But I'm gonna try today. See if it's on this channel. Ah, came right up. So the odds are that they're a little bit different from what is. Oh no, they're just adjusted. They're all the same as what's on the screen. So nothing has changed there. I'm gonna go back to the jockey trainer. Um, any changes? I don't know why they're saying Emmanuel was a change because he's in the program. I mean, he's in the program. He's in the past performance. So I don't know. I don't know what the basics off. I don't leave it on jockey trainer. 7 minutes to post. They are heading to the gate. They're doing their walk. Oh, I wanted to hear them say the name of the 3 horse, but it went by. Oh, and they're doing their circle dance now. Okay. So, um, next thing, since we still have 8 minutes, the one thing I wanted to find out is I know that the Triple Crown races are over with, and I know that the Breeders' Cup races are coming up in October. If you want to follow me as I expand my knowledge of the Breeders' Cup, join me on Thursdays at 8. Every Thursday, I do the Dabs Road to Glory, the Breeders' Cup. And each week I do a different episode as we go along um, about the Breeders' Cup because I didn't know anything about it, and I've expressed this before. This is a brand new race for me, and I'm just trying to understand. So I'm sharing the knowledge as I give it every Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. If you want to join me over there, I will be happy to see you and give you a hey you um as a greeting. Um but anyway, I didn't know what happens, anything major happens between the Triple Crown races and the Breeders' Cup. So what I found is they have a Haskell stake race coming up next month, and they say the Haskell is one of the biggest summer races for 3-year-olds. Um, they are future Breeder Cup horses that often run in this race. And many of the top Triple Crown horses get to meet again. So that should be interesting. Um, And then there's the Jim Dandy stake race. Oh, wait, where's the Haskell? It doesn't tell me where the Haskell. I'll have to find that out. I don't know what track that one is. Then there's the Jim Dandy stake race, which is being held at Saratoga. Um, and it's the warm up for one of the biggest races of the summer. And we also have, that's in July. In August, we have the Travers Stake, nicknamed the Midsummer Derby, because it's a huge purse and it's the top 3-year-olds, and often determines who the division leaders are for the Breeders' Cup. Okay. And in September, we have the Pennsylvania Derby, which is another chance for the top 3-year-olds to meet up. Many of these are also and are the final stepping stone towards the Breeders' Cup. So maybe those that have run in July and August meet again in September. So um, that'll be interesting. And then October is the Breeders' Cup itself. So there you have that. And that's all I got for now. Okay, we got 3 minutes until this race. Um, they should be starting soon. Um, oh, that's a nice black colt. I think they're colt. No, these are fillies. Sorry, nice black fillies. Again, they're doing the circle dance. Um, and they're heading to the gate. And now that I got my hair off my face, I feel so much cooler. It was like the more the hair, and it just seemed like the more I felt like I was gonna sweat, and my body was just oh. But I feel better now. Thank you for asking. Oh man. Okay, so we got 2 minutes before um 2 minutes before post time. I'm still sticking with my initial hunch bets. I don't care if I win or lose. Um, I mean, I do care, but I just do the best that I can. And uh, if I do well, now as far as what type of bet I would do, since I said the 1, 3, and 7, I probably would bet. I would do 2 bets. I would do 1, 3, 7 for a $6 exactor. But then I would go back and do a second ticket with the 5. I would key the 5 over the. I would key box, meaning come first or second, over the 1, 3, and 7. Those would be my 2 tickets. But I would leave the 5 out of 1. Not because I don't care. I don't, the 5, I'm just not feeling the 5. I mean, all the numbers are showing up that the 5 should win, and that's fine. That's how I would cover the 5. Um, I don't really have any strong opinions on any other race. Uh, oh, they've got another race going off that looks like Delaware. So as soon as that was done, although it's telling me here on the app that it's already started, so they'll go over to it and I'll turn it on as soon as it jumps over to that one. Five is the big number for today because 5-1 at Delaware Park. Okay.
They're off, and a good start for Percy's Bar. She breaks right out on top, but quickly, Nickel and Dime and Holly's Holiday and the Rascasse race out. And those 3 now, right across the track as they hit the clubhouse turn. Nickel and Dime inside short lead, and here's Larascass up to be a clear second. And Holly's Holiday content to back off of them and settle inside third. Percy's Bar's now mid-pack in fourth. AP's Girl inside fifth. Sneaky Good in sixth. And Point of Reference,
right now, the
the
ones in
trailing
the front.
filly as they turn to the backstretch run.
Nickel and dime out there through an opening quarter in 23 and 2, so the pace is solid. Larascas is a stalking second and is just off the flank of the leader. 2.5 lengths back, and here's Percy's Bar. She comes on to put a nose into third. Holly's Holiday down inside fourth. AP's Girl right at the inside as well, fifth. Sneaky Good to her outside. And Point of Reference at the back of the pack. She will try and close into a 47 and 2/5 half mile. They're on the far turn now. Nickel and dime nudged along up top, still has a short lead. Larascas starts to crank it up. And indeed, she takes the lead. Larascas in front for the run to the quarter pole. Percy's Bar's just off of her. Sneaky Good tries to rally outside as they hit the top of the stretch. Larascas is off the turn, and she's in front by 2. Percy's Bar is fully extended, but she's not backing down. Point of Reference is rallying, and Sneaky Good, and AP's Girl, but they have to catch Larascas. Larascas clear by 300 yards to go. Point of Reference and AP's Girl chase her home.
Oh!
2.5 lengths there in the end.
I think it came 3-7. It was either 3-7 or 3-6. I don't know. I like the one was in front. Let me see what they're gonna put up. The one was in front, and then the 3 went on by the 1. The 5 never really made it. They're replaying it. And then the 7 is coming up on the outside, and it's going to be between the 7 and the 4, which I didn't have anything. I think it came 3-7. 3-7-6. So they will be putting it up soon, I guess. But while we're waiting on that, I'm going to move on to the 10th race. So I'm still sticking with this one, the 9th race, because I thought they were gonna show. I hate when they do that. I thought they were gonna show. They kept doing the rewinds and the rewinds, but what they ended up doing is cutting to a break. Oh, we've moved on to Santa Anita. Well, we got a long time for Santa Anita. So I guess I'm gonna have to come back and see what they end up showing. I just wanted to see who the second horse was, whether it came 3-7, which is what I said, or 3-4, and I didn't have the 4 in there at all. I had 3, but not the 4. I told you what my 2 tickets would be, and it wasn't a 4 in there anywhere. So the next race that we're going to be talking about is maybe I can come back. The 10th race. It's a turf race. And it is going 1 mile and 3/8. I think that's the one. That's this one. Going a mile and 3/8. Yes. And these are 4-year-olds and up. It doesn't tell me whether they are girls or boys. Let me see. Let me see if I can. These look like these look like the boys that are running. And 1 mile and the 16th. There's a lot of races. I mean, a lot of races, a lot of horses. I either don't like 6 or I don't like 50. This is the Charliewood Stakes. Um, like I said, it's going a mile and 3/8. The one horse is Burnham Square. Oh, they haven't put up because it's 25 minutes. I think they usually put up the live odds or the live odds around 20 minutes before the race on this app. So again, I'm going to just talk about um, the horse and the jockey, which is the one is Burnham Square, and it looks like actually that's going to be the favorite because they've got the morning line at 2 to 5 with Brian Hernandez. The 2 is scratched. The 3 is Spoiler with Edgar Morales. The 4 is Clyde's Got a Gun with Christian Torres. The 5 is Echo Lane with Francisco Arieta. And the 6 is Dancing in Denial with Giroux. The 7 is Chapman's Peak with Alex Concepcion. The 8 is The Hidden Chamber with Bachiza, and I have to look at which Bachiza it is because I'm not sure which one. Adam Bachiza. And the 9 Timeout is with Jaime Torres. So those are the horses. Hopefully they'll get the morning lineup soon, and I will cover what the odds are at that point. Now let's see. I don't know about this race. Oh, the purse is $220,000. Let me see. Um, hmm, well, oh, there they are. They just put the odds up for me, so I'm gonna go through it again. Yep, that one horse, Burnham Square is 1 to 9. The 3 Spoiler is 32 to 1. The 4 Clyde's Got a Gun at 41 to 1. The 5 Echo Lane is at 14 to 1. The 6 Dancing in Denial is 9 to 1. The 7 Chapman's Peak is 11 to 1. The 8 The Hidden Chamber is 78 to 1. Good grief. And the 9 Timeout is 49 to 1. Oh, they really got a lot of confidence in this one horse. And I'm not so sure I can disagree with them this time. Because the one horse does look good, but then so does the 2. Let's see. Let's see. We got 21 minutes to post. I'm thinking. Mm. So the three horse, they have tried to put in a stake race before a couple of times and he didn't do well. So they keep taking him down back to a lower grade or a lower status race than the stake race. So this is the third time they're putting the horse into a stake race. So I'm not sure. Um, the four. mm, the five. mm, One, oh, the two was scratched. Well, I don't know. I don't know if anybody gonna beat that one. Um, the two might be close. But just for kicks and giggles in this race, I I know what I would do. I would take my money. I'd put, I don't know, $10 on the 78 to 1 across the board. It might win, it might not, but I would do it across the board, win, place, and show. Because if that one horse win, that 78 to 1 value is just going to dwindle significantly, but it still is better than um it's got the best odds on the board to come second. So I know that's what I would do. Um I just don't I have to agree with um the the majority on this one. I think the one, um maybe the two, maybe the three, but and another one I would put just for kicks and giggles on here would be Christian Torres, because he kicks my butt way too many times. He's another one that just I if I don't bet him, he just right on by me and will win every single time. But that would be all I would do in this race. Um, because like I said, I'm trying to look and see, but I don't, I don't find this is a, it's a really, now it's, Burnham Square has run up against number 6, Dancing in Denial, and number 5, Echo Lane. 6, it came one. I'm just using these numbers that they have here. Came 1, 6, and 5. Um, but oh, he's raced against Chapman's Peak too, and he beat Chapman's Peak. But the horse it, that beat Burnham Square, and even in this race, what was the one that got scratched? Oh no, wasn't even in this race. So, hmm. Um, he raced against sovereignty and journalism and wasn't even in the money. But I guess it's a good thing they're not in this race either. Um, but yeah, I'm that's all I got for this one. I don't know what else to say on this one. We've got 15 minutes left for this race, and after this is the second race. Yeah, this is the second race at Churchill Downs. The next race is not even going to happen until the eighth race at Santa Anita, and that's not until 7:30 Eastern time. And right now it's this one's going off at about 5:30, so that's a 2-hour window. Now, I can switch over and talk about other races other than the stake races. Um, because sometimes I can't have fun. But the only problem is, the only place I would go for me, and they're ending is Gulfstream Park. I will do the stake races at Santa Anita, but me and Santa Anita have not come to an understanding of how we can make this uh, mutual communication happen between the two of us. As many times as I've been to Santa Anita Park, and I know all the jockeys. Well, I know a lot of the jockeys in most of the tracks, but you would think that we would have, that's home, and you would think that we would have some kind of understanding, and I can. Get that whole mind. Yeah, well, it don't work that way with me at Santa Anita. I don't know why. So, yeah, I don't know why. Every once in a while. Now, I will say that at Santa Anita, if there are turf races, there's only one jockey that I bet on the turf at Santa Anita, and that's the U. My mom used to call him the U man, but that's Umberto. Um, he knows how to ride those turfs like no other jockey there, not since Corey Nakatani. Um, and he was phenomenal. Um, but I think he got hurt or he got fined. I don't know if he was a bad boy this time or whether or not he actually got hurt. I can actually look that up real quick while we're waiting. Umberto, what's his last name? I am drawing a blank. No, Res- that's his name. See if he's racing again. Oh, he was hurt. I don't know if he's back yet. This was as of March 15th of 2026. I don't know if he's back racing again yet. But I have to look and see. But yeah, he's my he's my turf jockey that I bet. Now he does well on the dirt. I don't want to take that away from him. He does well on the dirt, but he's a phenomenal turf race jockey at Santa Anita. I haven't seen him, in all honesty, ride anywhere else other than, and that's not to say he hasn't, I just haven't seen him, or I haven't been really watching the races to pay that much attention to see if he's racing anywhere else. Um, so yeah, but that's my story with Santa Anita. So, um, I just go for the stake races and cross my fingers and hope that I can get something to go my way at Santa Anita. But whew, that is a for me that's a tough track. That it's just not very friendly to me at all. No matter how much money I've dropped there, they're still not happy. So, um, that's all I can say about that. Gulfstream is getting ready to end. Otherwise, I'd go and take a look at Gulfstream and see what's happening over there. Um, Again, I have my favorite over there. Last week, everybody knew that my favorite over there was Miguel, and he, of course, brought home a race for me. So I'm very pleased. I'm always pleased with him. You know, just say I'm always pleased with all of the jockeys. But as you can see, I have my certain ones that I like them because they're more of the um long shot. I don't want to even say long shot, especially Miguel, because he's been racing at Gulfstream Park for the longest time. But I think he's one of the most underrated jockeys out there because he's so good. I mean, he's really phenomenal. But they just, let's just take away from the Jose's and the Irads and the Luis and the Rosarios. I'm not trying to take anything, away from them. They are excellent at what they do, but they're just the ones that, I know about that, aren't just on the big, they're not the big top jockeys, but they are very good at what they do. Dylan Davis, again, he's another great, I love Dylan Davis. And you know what's really interesting is Paco Lopez. Now, Paco is a phenomenal jockey. That man, you put him on any horse that you can find. I know he's got a little bit of bad boy in him too. But you put him on a horse, that man is going to make sure that he can bring that horse in. But he's not really considered one of the top jockeys. I mean, he's up there, but unless you're in the real racing world, you really don't hear a lot about him. We got 8 minutes to post. Um, and there is another one. I can't think of his name right now, who is also I almost spit his name out, but it escapes me right now. But he's another one. You put him on a horse and he gonna bring that horse in. And he's a good jockey, but you don't hear a lot about him. Why can't I think of his name right now? Uh is it Vargas? Mm, I am drawing a complete blank at this point. But when you really, really start watching the races, and when I first started watching the races with my mom, actually she got me into um not thoroughbred racing, but harness racing. She got me into harness racing first, and I kind of got interested, and then she switched up on me. She went to thoroughbred, and at the time I didn't like it. I wasn't interested, and I wouldn't really get into it with her. And then all of a sudden, it just changed, and I started watching the races, and now it's like I know who these people are. I know who the jockeys are because you just watch them and you get to know them, and you get to learn their style and what they're good at and what it's like. But I find that I gravitate more to the underdogs than I do the top, unless I have to say, unless it's a race that I just feel okay, and there ain't nobody else in this race going to beat whoever, whether it's Johnny V or whoever, you know. So we've got 6 minutes. Oh, the commentators are just talking, 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 and I have it on mute. Um, and even when I actually am live betting, I can't listen to the commentators because they confuse me. They make me want to change my bet. And I usually like to go with my gut. And then one of them will say, bet on this horse. And it's like, and I take them at their word and they know me. And of course, sometimes they win and sometimes they don't. More times they don't than they do. But, I get it. I get it. So I watch with the sound off until the race goes off, and then I'll turn the sound on so I can hear the cheering in the crowd and the crowd getting excited and then announcer, just um, telling the story of the track, of the horses going around the track. And, that's what I find interesting. Um, so we got 4 minutes to go. Um, So I was saying all that to say there's a 2 hour window between this race and the next race at Santa Anita. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to um, sign off after this particular race. And then I'm going to come back on right before the two races at Santa Anita start. If it was earlier in the day and I could have gotten to Gulfstream or some of the other races, then I probably would stay on and just talk about the other races because my favorite race, although I do talk about the stake races on Saturdays, my favorite races are actually I love the 2 year olds because I just don't know what they're going to do on that track. They are the funniest things to me. So I like watching the 2 year olds. In fact, that's what I spend. I usually bet the 2 year olds. Um, and also, I like the money tracks. And these are because they're unpredictable. I like the unpredictable races. I like the ones that, I can sit back and say, "Oh, I think this horse is going to win," or that horse is going, or it could bring me in a long shot. That's the other reason why I like it. Because again, these horses, especially like I said, the 2 year olds, they don't know what the hell they're doing. So they're just going in whatever direction the jockey is trying to guide them to. Some of them go wide. Some of them have gone off the track, come back on the track, and happen to win the race. I don't know, but they figure it out. And I just think that's the funniest thing to me. So anyway, they are heading the um to the gate. Uh they're still on the dirt, so they haven't gone anywhere yet. So I just saw they're at Churchill Downs, of course. That's the one we're looking at, and they just passed Harley. Now Harley is, if you don't know, I don't know how you can't because he shows up on the Kentucky Derby, but Harley is the big gentle horse that is I forget what the pace I forget what they're called, but he's got this wide butt, and the back of the horse is black and white. It looks like a cow's behind. And he's the most famous thing at Churchill Downs. Now, I don't know if he's part of Churchill Downs. I haven't figured that out yet. Or if he's part of one of the owners or trainers at Churchill Downs. But anyway, they're showing him right now. So I'm looking at him. He's so cute. The first time I saw him, I was like, wow, a big horse. Um, and he's so big that it makes the other horses look really tiny. Up against the number one, he looks like a pony. Doesn't even look like a real horse. That's funny. That's very funny. Um, but anyway, they're making their way to the track. How'd they get over there? They're making their way to the track. Now, what did I say on this radar? It seems like 5 hours ago. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna do. I don't disagree with the favorite in this particular race. Oh, I'm not even sure I would bet the 8 at this point because the odds are down to 55 to 1. So even if it came second, it's still it would change. Yeah, it wouldn't. So this just might be a race that I would just sit back and watch because I hmm, we'll see. We'll see if we're all right or wrong with this race. So they're heading into the gate now. Uh-oh. The 6 doesn't want to go in. The 6 really doesn't want to go in. I mean, he's almost rearing up. The jockey had to jump off the back. He didn't. Yeah, he is not happy. So we'll see if they'll get this horse in the gate. Oh, they got him in the gate. I guess he just didn't like the jockey on the back. Anyway, horses have personalities too. They just decide who they do like and who they don't like, and if they feel like playing or not. And he just wasn't having it. All right.
And they're off. And a good start for Burnham Square. So too Echo Lane is racing out there. And from the far outside, Chapman's Peak and Dancing in Denial. Spoilers just in behind them as they hit the first turn. And so it's Chapman's Peak out there leading, and Burnham Square will defer. Wrangled back off that early pace by Brian Hernandez Jr. Burnham Square's
So
into
the
the pit
7,
in this
1, and
opening quarter
5 are
mile. Angles
currently at top.
outside for the run into the stretch. Spoiler saves some ground and is down inside third. Echo Lane is fourth.
They got so far to
Timeout
go.
over to the inside fifth. Dancing in Denials in sixth. Clyde's Got a Gun is second to last early, and the Hidden Chamber is indeed the early trailer. Burnham Square has taken charge. Burnham Square goes on with it now. One circuit to go, and he's in front by 2.5. The opening quarter was 25-2, the half in
So it's
50-2, so it's not
7
a
and
fast pace, but Burnham
5.
Square is going to lead them to the backstretch run. 6 furlongs to go at Chapman's Peak. Just sits back in second, angles outside just a bit for the backstretch.
Oh, that 8 horse
Then it's
ended up
Echo
being
Lane,
73 to
Spoiler, they're
1.
together,
And
third
he's
and fourth,
dead
Timeout in
last.
fifth, Dancing in Denial sixth. Clyde's Got a Gun starts to make some progress outside of horses, and the Hidden Chamber continues to be the trailer. 3/4 and 15-3, 1-9. Burnham Square heading for the far turn. A bit more settled out there for the last half mile, but Chapman's Peak has moved up alongside him. And Chapman's Peak is now going to test Burnham Square onto the far turn. Burnham Square continues to just coast along, while Chapman's Peak is nudged along, but nonetheless, Chapman's Peak is right up alongside of Burnham Square. A serious challenge for the favorite here as they hit the top of the stretch, and indeed, Chapman's Peak put a nose in front, but Burnham Square is set down for the drive. Chapman's Peak wanders way outside. Burnham Square's leaning in.
Oh, wait,
Driving past his 16th.
Oh!
Burnham Square continues to grind away. Burnham Square came back to win.
Yeah. He never
Burnham
lost.
Square,
I mean,
hard fought
he
winners
stayed
here.
in
Chapman's
front.
Peak, big
He
effort,
went gate to wire. Gate
but
to wire.
second best. Farther back, Dancing.
Yep. I said I agreed with the crowd on this one. The one horse was there wasn't gonna be. I mean, the 7 horse he tried his best, but no, Let me go back and look at the ninth race. See if they put the, oh, it came 3-7. Like I said, 3-7. Yeah. Yeah. But I will give a final recap. Like I said, the next race that starts at Santa Anita will be at 7:30. I will be back online at 7:15 to cover all the details. I hope you join me. When we finish those two races, I will recap for the day and then we can go from there. Hopefully, I won't know what the races are for next Saturday yet. So, um, uh, okay. So until then, I will talk at you soon. And until then, bye.